What's up, guys? I haven't been around for a little bit because I've been sick and some of the kids have been sick too. So I'm trying to keep the germs out of the reptile room, and I only really come in here when I have to feed them and everything. But anyway, we're back now, and I just wanted to show off some of these white and yellows and some of the new stuff. I've hatched out at least 5 or 6 geckos since the last video. Oh, this one's still looking pretty cool. I'm waiting, hopefully in a couple more sheds, some of that stuff really pops out more. You can see it a little bit better on camera now, and it definitely shows more in person, but you can tell there's going to be a lot more of that red-orange outlining. I really like the tone of purple in this thing too. It's a really pretty color, and it has nice high white sides. I believe I keep saying this is a female in the videos, but this one's actually, we temperature sexed the first one to be a male because I only had 1 egg, and I was hoping to get a real nice male right off the bat, and you know, I wouldn't really have temperature sexed many more after that. But anyway, this guy's still a little too small to tell, but it should be a male. But the colors on this one have really started to pop recently. As you can tell, this thing still has a really pale tone to it. Definitely looks like it could be a snow. I wasn't too sure in the beginning, but it's just really got that like pastel color to it. Whereas this one's just like neon. The head in person is just awesome looking, especially in daylight. Couldn't really get at the focus too well. I still think this is my favorite of the bunch right here. We hit everything minus the super snow. So that's a white and yellow snow radar. Or white and yellow bell eclipse. It's still so transparent. You can see right after it eats, it always has the dark areas in the back there, and that's actually the food showing right through the body. It's just a very cool gecko. I love the head pattern. I love pretty much everything about it. It's all pasteled out. You can see the other one compared to that. You can see the size difference too. They're only about a week different. This little girl will definitely be next on the list as far as favorites go. But unfortunately, she did injure her 1 leg. I don't know if you can tell, she does stagger a little bit. Nothing's broken, but definitely some torn muscle and some swelling, and that's a shame because there's really not much you can do about it. I try not to really take her out at all. This is the first time I've had her out recently. But you can see they're really awesome. I mean, I don't even know if you call that orange. It's basically red in some areas. She got really cool eyes too. But anyway, we'll see. I don't know how it's going to heal up. She's very young and very skinny, and like I said, it was a nice little jump into the cage. She landed in her own cage, but still the hard bottom of the cage was just too much, and she was a little bit too small and frail. Now all 3 of these just hatched, so we're going to make this really short, but this is an awesome group. The only reason there's 3 in 1 cage is because they all hatch together, and one of them doesn't have a sibling. So just until they shed, at least I put them all together. But this little guy right here, at the very least, or girl, I'm sorry, is a snow radar. She definitely has solid red eyes. Definitely came out with that pastel out snow color and a lot of white. It doesn't exactly look white and yellow. That right there is just a snow bell, but she's really cool looking. A lot of pink color to her. And then the other one right here is definitely a radar, but other than that, I don't see any indication of anything else. I don't believe it's white and yellow. Doesn't really have the nice outlining that the white and yellows had. That's the biggest difference I can tell. No real head pattern either. Even on the radars with the white and yellows, I still had some head pattern, and this basically looks like my normal radars, and just like that snow radar right there. Not a whole lot of outlining to the head pattern. But I'm going to put these guys away. You can definitely tell the size difference right here. This is from the snow female. This is from a different girl. But like I said, they'll shed in a couple days and they'll all go in their own cages. These two have yet to shed yet either. Actually, that one's shedding right now. Might have to actually help that one out. There's a little strip stuck on its back. But these two just hatched on the 24th. Neither one of them are visual radars. As you can tell, they're very, very colorful. I normally don't get so much orange on the head of the hets right away. Nope. These two have definitely calmed down just since they were hatched, because they were real screamers. Every time I sprayed the cage or went near the cage, they were screaming at me and everything. Like I said, really colorful for they're just possible het radars. I'm sorry. I'm gonna help this one out, and then I'll show you the next clutch before this. I just want to show you guys. Came right off pretty much. She's got a little spot on her tail, but there's no reason to even bother with that. It's not wrapped around at all. But I always wet the gecko a little bit just to make sure you're not really hurting them at all. I just think of it just like sunburn. You know, if somebody's peeling you, you don't want them to just tear, dry skin off. It's always best when you come out of the shower or something like that. They definitely will give you a hard time if you're yanking pieces off, especially when they're dry. But anyway, like I said, anything, especially on the tail, you really don't want to touch the tail, so I don't even bother with it as long as it's not wrapped all the way around where it's going to cut any blood flow off or anything like that. I just leave it be and make sure I keep it nice and moist so it comes off the next time around. But these two will definitely be available. It's going to be a little while. They are pretty hardy little babies. They were born pretty big, but it'll be some time. Now all these tangerines have been really fun to watch grow. And this is basically the second set for all the girls that laid the first ones. And I would definitely say, as far as right out of the egg, a lot of these have more of an orange color right from the start. And their heads are taking a little bit longer to turn, which makes me think they might be a little bit darker also. You can see those two white spots on there. I always like that. But anyway, I mean, you never know, because some of the ones that looked nicer in the beginning are now, don't look as nice as their siblings and stuff that weren't really all that impressive. I've definitely bounced around a ton on which one of the tangerines is my favorite, put it that way. This is just another set from a female that has already actually hatched some of these. This one I really like. I like how the color comes down into the neck already. And a little bit of a jungle pattern. And both of them have the white spots too. These are actually from one of my original breeder females. So she's probably going to be, the mother of these is going to be retired this year. I'm not going to breed her again. That'll be up to the customer. Like I said, the heads are definitely staying a lot darker. We'll see how they turn out. These are just some of the stripe radars that we're gonna hold on to. This is more of a jungle, but you can tell it has a little bit of a broken stripe going on. I really love the color of this female's head. She's actually she's starting to grow a little bit more normal size. As you can tell, this thing's a month younger than her, and she is larger than it. She's not really gained a whole lot of length, but she's definitely starting to get there a little bit. I love the head on her. This one has a pretty nice head, but definitely not as bright as hers. I get this very similar head pattern. I mean, I see it on other people's radars too, but it seems like almost all of my visual radars get a little bit of tangerine in the back end, and then they get what almost looks like a crown on top of their head of the lighter pink and sometimes white. Some of mine, the white goes a little further than the nose. This is one a little bit younger. This one was born on Christmas. This one's clutch mate's actually going out in a few days. This one right here was temperature sex to be male, so if I do get a nice white and yellow male radar, I might consider selling this one. Or even just a nice snow radar male. But I want to wait till I can definitely confirm the sex before I do any of that. Now all these guys definitely look more yellow on the camera than they do to me in person looking over it, but these guys are a perfect example of how much they change. I just had these guys out. Well, not out. I was just cleaning their cage and everything, so briefly they were up out of their cage, but I was checking them out and inspecting them, and there was almost no orange tone or tangerine, whatever you want to call it, at all. And as you can see, it's just starting to pop through. Even the heads, I mean, the heads might have slightly had it, but they were definitely a lot darker last night, and I don't believe they shed. They don't look that much brighter. It's just more tangerine showing. But this is another set. These came out right after New Year's. Now this one, I wanted to show it off on its own at first, just so you can really see. Obviously this is not really like the whitest paper, but this one, I got tons of pictures on it on my Facebook and everything. You can tell it was a real nice tangerine. The tangerine was starting to pop real nice. And not that I don't love the way it looks right now, but it looked nothing at all like this. And I don't know, maybe a couple sheds ago, it just really started getting this more of a yellow tone back, and then it started getting more like a pasteled out, almost Max Snow-like tone to it, and now it's, I mean, it's damn near white. It's almost like a pale white. You can see some highlighting in the bands. I don't even know what you would want to call that. It looks pretty green to me. It has a little bit of a yellow tone, but it's like a greenish yellow. The head looks awesome. Also looks a lot more white in person than it does looking through the camera. But anyway, this thing's from the same tangerine crosses. I'll show you the clutch mate is shedding right now, but it was an eclipse and it basically came out pretty clean. No spots on the body really, and yeah, I don't know what's up with this thing, but I really like it. Like I said, it didn't hatch out like this at all. No, this is just another tangerine from the same cross that pretty much hatched within a few weeks of this one. And as you can tell, totally different. Way more of that deeper, darker orange in the head. A little bit of a tangerine color to the body. And even the purple bands are a little bit different on this one. And this right here is one of my more pale radars. And it's just nothing like this thing right here. Got a big jailbreak going on. Yeah, it would be pretty cool if I can kind of reproduce this look in the future. This thing's 100% het radar, which makes me even more inclined to keep it. Like I said, I mean that radar right there is definitely more pale than the others, and there's just no comparison to that thing. This is my Inferno male. I don't show him off really much because he is really jumpy, even as much as I take him out. But he's got a good clutch on the ground. The female's ovulating again, so hopefully we're going to see what his babies turn out like pretty soon. He's probably one of my more impressive geckos that I've bought. I'm going to wrap it up with him, but I just want to say thanks to all the people that watch my YouTube videos. I was actually considering not really doing too many more on YouTube because I mean, I post the same things on Facebook and I get thousands of views, whereas I only get, you know, a handful or so on here. But it's funny that I've talked to a few people recently, and just random different people have told me, oh yeah, my kid watches or this or that, or we watch your videos all the time. And you know, obviously that's why I do it. I mean, I never really was looking for recognition, but like I said, it didn't feel like I was getting the videos out there to too many people. I know YouTube's packed with tons of other stuff, so it's hard to really stay at the top of the search engines and all that. But anyway, I just wanted to say thanks to all you guys. I got to see a real cool tangerine that's owned by a viewer. We do have quite a few clutches that are getting ready to hatch, so we will have some more hatching videos, hopefully, or at least some new youngsters to show off. Alright guys, have a good one.